Chris, how are you?
Hey Chloe. Hey Chloe. I'm good, thanks.
Thanks for joining the interview. So we're here out in Seoul in a cafe. Could you briefly introduce yourself to our viewers, please?
Sure. So my name is Chris Choi. I'm the head of product of Injective Labs, um, who is the core contributor of Injective, the blockchain.
Thank you. Okay, where are you based?
I'm based in Hong Kong, and I'm here in Korea for Korean Blockchain Week and giving some talks and talking to you guys.
Great, thank you so much. Okay, this question is kind of like an ice-breaking question. So what was the first coin that you bought? We would like to hear. And when was it? Why did you buy it?
I think my first coin was BTC, Bitcoin, and I got it maybe late 2017 or early 2018.
Right.
So when everyone's buying, so I just followed my friends. I didn't know what was going on. I
Yeah.
bought it from a centralized exchange.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. What was the motivation behind the creation of Injective, and what problem is Injective trying to solve?
So Injective was started by our co-founders Albert and Eric. When they first started Injective, their original goal was to resolve the low latency, poor liquidity, in general poor user experience of decentralized exchange.
Right.
So Injective started off as a chain on Cosmos that resolves that provides the best decentralized exchange experience. But over time, actually, while we're building the decentralized exchange, we've also built a lot of tools or Lego blocks, you can call them, right, that facilitates the decentralized exchange.
Sure.
So what we've realized is that all these tools becomes very good for any applications to build on top of Injective. So you can think of Injective now has evolved into where we are today, which is more of a finance sector chain, where we don't just have this decentralized exchange, but we also have all the other applications that can use all these tools, such as the Oracle, Bridge, etc., that we've built as well.
Finance center chain.
Yes.
Thank you so much. What is Injective's main use case, and what are some main services available on Injective today?
Yeah, so like I said, Injective's main use case is for finance. We're super focused on providing best user experience and developer experience for DeFi, right? Actually, some of the services that uh, dApps and users alike can
Right.
use Injective right now. Obviously, is the on-chain order book, on-chain matching engine that is one of the best in class, right? But also, like, you can use our Oracle service,
Oracle service.
our bridging service, on top of our Cosmosm module, which allows a lot of applications to build on top of us.
So Injective is very well known for its fast speed. We would like to know how fast is it and what advantages does that bring to the users?
Yeah, that's a great question, right? So Injective is sub-second, right? So right now I think it's around 700 millisecond per block, right? So there's one of the fastest chain, overall. The why is it so important? It's because we're in finance. Well, we're more like we're facilitating DeFi activities, right? So everything has to be fast, but fast and stable as well, right? So not just fast. So we're good at that. Also, one thing that same as a lot of other Cosmos chains is that we have instant finality. What that means is that, like, we're fast and have instant finality. That means for any DeFi application on top of us, it makes a lot of sense, right? Because imagine if it's a trade or a payment or whatever you call it, or a transaction basically, that would take a long time to confirm, or even after the block is confirmed, it takes a long time for it to reach finality.
Right.
It doesn't make sense, right? So Injective being fast and stable and having this instant finality is great for the DeFi experience.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. So Injective is built with Cosmos SDK, right? So how does that compare to being an Ethereum L2?
Cosmos SDK is also great because there's something called begin block and end block, which actually allows the transactions to be in different phase per block, right? So this is very important for how we build Injective, right? So for example, using end block to do the order matching, right? So that means there's no front running allowed on Injective,
Yeah.
which is great. And also like we love ABCI++, so we're also like using that a lot as well. And last but not least, the Cosmos SDK, the Cosmos community has a lot of, they like to share a lot of modules, right? So
Right.
we don't have to reinvent the wheel, and we can just share, like if someone else in the community has built something that's great, we can also use it on Injective, and vice versa, right? We can also contribute back.
Right. Thank you so much. So, what are some resources available for the builders thinking of building on Injective, and what kind of support can they get?
Yeah, so for this is a great question, right? So we can split it up into the developer support and also the grant support, right? So for the developer support, like we have great documentation, we have a lot of guides and workshop nowadays, right? And we have quite a, well, we already had a hackathon, and we have another one coming up, and in general, like if you go to our Discord or Twitter, there are a lot of people who can answer your question.
Right.
And in terms of like grants, actually Injective has a $150 million Injective Venture Group grant, right? So it's for the ecosystem. It's supported by the supporters that's supporting Injective. So this includes Binance, Jump, etc., etc. So a lot of these investors are willing to support financially and also in terms of relationship and partnership.
That's great. Yeah. Thank you. Injective just had Helix Institutional launch last month, I believe. And can you introduce Helix Institutional to our viewers, please?
Helix Institutional is aimed for institutional users, right? So what it does is that it has pools that are only allowed for permission users to enter, right? So that allows institutional users to use what is great on Injective, right? So the decentralized exchange, all the stuff that we've built, at the same time knowing who they are trading against, right? So this is one thing that a lot of institutional users have expressed to us. So that's why we've launched this product, especially to cater this needs.
Thank you so much. What are some next steps for Injective in the next few months, maybe?
Yeah, so actually, in terms of application built on top of Injective, we're super excited about what's coming. One of them is Mito. Mito, yeah, it's called MITO. So Mito allows automated trading vaults for users to trade on behalf of them, as well as Launchpad that allows projects to come over to launch the tokens, right? So yeah, we're very excited about all these applications, not just Mito, but a lot more that are coming. Also, like there's a partnership with Clayton coming out very soon. So yeah, like look forward to that.
I'm very excited. So Injective has native token that's called Injective Talken (INJ).
Yeah.
So what can we do? What can we do with Injective Talken? And can you give us a brief explanation about Injective tokenomics?
Sure. So INJ is the token, and obviously, like other Cosmos chains, is the staking token of Injective. So one of the things that you can do is for staking, right, to secure the chain. But there are also other use cases for Injective. One is that by staking enough INJ, you can get a discount in the trading fees on Injective. The second one is actually called, it's for Injective auction, Injective burn auctions. So actually each week the trading fee on Injective will be sent to a pool where users or the community users can use INJ to bid for this to bid for this pool, right? And actually, I think last month we announced INJ 2.0. What that is that like not just trading activities will be able to contribute to this pool nowadays, right? So any application on top of Injective can choose to contribute some or even all of the trading fees that they decided to send it over to this pool that is going to burn on a weekly basis, right? So yeah, and this is like the main use case of INJ as well.
for those who want to learn more about Injective as a beginner, how can they get started?
Yeah, so can go to injective.com, right? And then like on it, you can find a lot of resources. Obviously, if you're a developer, then you can go direct to docs.injective.network
Right.
or docs.injective.com, and you'll be able to see all these resources on Injective, right? And but also, as I mentioned earlier, feel free to join our Discord and Twitter, right? We have tons of support over there, and also Telegram group, right? So we're actually quite famous for a vibrant support team, not just from by ourselves, but also from the community.
Great. I'm wondering who are the target users of Injective, and is there something you want to say to potential Korean Injective users in Korea?
Yeah, so our target users are developers and also users who use our application. So mainly traders, but also not just traders, right? Because
Yeah.
we have more diversified DeFi application coming on Injective now. So any type of users that is interested in DeFi can come to us. So for Korean users, we would love to get to know the community, Korea community more, right? And try to build some features that specifically solve the Korean users' problem.
Right.
But obviously, like just come to Injective, use our tools, or join our Telegram, join our Twitter and Discord, talk to us, and we look forward to have more Korean users on Injective.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.